This is Willem Ziada, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed dancer, educator, artist, the amazing ZIA Mancuso. But before
Hi.
Hi. But before we get to our interview, here's a sneak peek at her incredible, incredible talent. Well, hello, Zia. How are you?
Good. How are you? It's nice to meet you virtually.
I know. Nice to meet you too. Where are you? Where do you live?
I'm in Manhattan in the East Village.
I love it. Well, I'm just north and west of you, but I love that East Village. And my goodness, if there's a place to live that has more of an artistic vibe, the most artistic vibe, or one of the most artistic vibes in the city, it's the East Village. How long have you lived in the East Village for?
I just moved here in July. Yeah.
Oh my God, amazing.
Brand
Well,
new to New York.
I'm sorry.
I'm brand new to New York.
Oh, where did you come from?
So I went to school in Pittsburgh at Point Park University. I graduated in May, moved back home. My hometown is Las Vegas. So I was back there for a bit and then I moved here in July.
Well, I know a lot of people that went to Point Park. It's a great university. They have a great music and theater program there. And also, God bless, I love Vegas. Oh my goodness. Listen, before we get into the nitty-grit of what you have coming up now, I want to know, when did you realize that you had a love of not only the arts, but specifically dance?
Good question. So I started dancing at the age of 4. It was
Wow.
just an activity that my family put me into. I come from a family of a lot of musicians and a lot of artists. So that I think they just wanted to find me something to do. My mom tells this story. I went to a studio called Nevada Ballet Theater growing up in Las Vegas, and they put on the Nutcracker every year. And my parents took me when I was like 5 years old. I don't remember this, but my mom says that I was like on the edge of my seat during the Sugar Plum Fairy variation, and I was just like googly eyes, like just really mesmerized by it. And so I would say that's probably kind of how I was drawn into ballet, is just kind of being in it since I was little. But I just really got started to get more serious about it as I got older. I went to a performing arts high school and then pursued it in college. And just like, I just have a deep love for movement and different types of movement. Started as ballet, but I do all different types of dance now. Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much. And I also love that not only as a performer, you've been able to use the tools in your tool belts. You are also an educator, and it's almost like you're able to use these tools and give them away to other artists. Talk to me a little bit about why you love being an educator as well.
Yeah. So like a lot of dancers throughout college, whenever I would go home, I would teach with some of my old ballet teachers. I would sub their classes and teach a little bit there. So that's how I got introduced to teaching. But when I was in Pittsburgh in college, I started teaching at a daycare center, and I was already a yoga instructor for adults. And so I started teaching childhood yoga and just like kind of like music and movement with the little kids. And I just fell in love with it. I love kids a lot. I'm
Me
big into,
too.
yeah, they're so cute, and I'm big into astrology, and I'm a Cancer rising, if anyone knows about that.
Wait, time out. Okay, I'm gonna pivot just for a moment. So you
Yeah.
have to teach me about this because I know nothing. So what does that mean? So like, when were you born?
So my birthday is December 1st. So the normal signs that everyone talks about is like your sun sign. I'm a Sagittarius, but your rising sign is the sign that was rising above the earth, like the constellation that was rising above the earth at
Wait,
the time.
so I'm November 23rd.
I wouldn't know unless I knew what time. So you'd have to like look up your birth chart. But mine is a Cancer. I have a Cancer rising, and like they're known to be like very emotional and like good with children, and Cancers are just kind of known for that. Yeah.
I love it. Well, I love kids. I'm told I'm good with kids. I don't know if November 23rd means anything, but you know, I just I just made this about me, but again, I'm working on it too in therapy. Listen, I want to also know, in addition to everything that you're up to, I'm curious to know how you were able to keep the creative juices flowing throughout these last 18 months. I mean, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, but you must have been finishing up school at first remotely, right? At Point
Yeah.
Park?
So junior years, my junior year, like the last few months of my junior year is kind of when the pandemic hit and we went
Oh,
into our
wow.
quarantine. And I actually had to go home for 3 months. And that was really hard because doing virtual dance is just a lot of people like it. They like dancing in their living room. For me, it was hard because I like feeling the energy of people around me, like
That's
as a
right.
dancer. That's just like very important to me. Um, so I think I don't like delve into a lot of other creative pursuits. My mom's a seamstress, so I was like doing fashion while I was home and using her sewing machines, and doing artwork, and all sorts of things like that that kind of kept me creative. But it did, like, I feel like, give me this like yearning for dance, because I did it at home sort of throughout school, but I really missed like actually being able to move fully in a studio. I was really lucky. Point Park was able to go back in person full time the following year. So my
Really?
senior year, yeah, my senior year, I got to be in a classroom. We had masks on, of course, and that was difficult, breathing wise and everything. Of course, it had to be done though, but I was so thankful. We even got to do like a virtual performance. So I did not have too much of a break as maybe some other people did. Yeah.
Well, look at, I mean, I was thinking about so many friends of mine who didn't have like, because a senior year, I mean, yes, people can call it first world problems, but really like a senior year of anything, not to just put it in a Tiffany bow. It's just, there's something about college in that senior year
Right.
that is so pivotal. And I think that's so amazing that you were able to kind of complete that chapter in person with your, I almost said castmates, with your classmates.
Yes, I feel very lucky for it. It was awesome. Yeah.
Well, listen, before we get to my final question, I just want to let the audience know, for more on this incredible artist, you can read more about her right below this video. I'm curious to know, what are you most optimistic about? You're new to the city. You know, you're just getting into the swing of things, the rhythm of Manhattan, as
Yeah.
things also start to open up again here in Manhattan. What are you most optimistic about?
Um, I think it's been awesome to see how the dance world and the performance industry in general has recovered this past like almost, what is it, like 2 years now? I've
No,
lost track of time.
yeah, I think we all have.
And that has been so exciting. Feel like when I first moved here, things were just slowly starting to build back up. It was hard to find auditions and things, and now things are quickly, rolling around. And I think something I've been most excited about being in New York is like having my dance education in my own hands.
Mm,
Being able to really take the classes that I want to take. I've been exploring like aerial arts a lot lately. And I take a lot of classes like lyra hoop, pole, aerial silks, that type of thing. And so I feel like, my whole life before New York was very structured
right.
with dance. I went to the classes I was told that, like at college, like your schedule's kind of laid out for you. And it was wonderful to have that structure for sure. But I think now, like kind of being like actually an adult in the world in New York, it's the most exciting thing has been to just like explore new teachers, explore new styles of movement, and to also just see like Broadway come back and be able to see shows and support my peers that are in some of those shows. So yeah.
No, I hear you. And look at like anyone, like, they say as a singer, getting that classical training, as a dancer, I have so many dancer friends who say once you have that ballet training, that foundation, to then be able to explore and be curious about so many other disciplines, it's awesome that you're taking advantage of, what this, dare I say, buffet table of options New York City has to provide.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Well, listen, I'm so grateful that we're connected now, and I can't wait to collaborate. You never know. I mean, even though I'm not a dancer, it's weird as a director, because for so many years as a performer, I could always visualize music. My choreographers love me because I will literally show them in a rehearsal room what I'm feeling. It's a trauma watching me dance, but they do get a good idea. I appreciate and love the craft of dancing and dancers. And I just think it's so beautiful how one is able to, through the instrument of body, to express an array of vast shapes, textures, and colors of emotion. And you definitely have that it factor. And I'm so grateful again that we're now connected.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much.